song.
Do you
Well,
know?
so Genesis, we talked about the beginning, right? The beginning of everything, the first families. And then we talked about Exodus, and who was in Exodus? Elijah, Moses, and God sent him to let the Israelites free, right? The Leviticus and Numbers, we talked about how they were in the wilderness and how they got the law. And Darren, do you remember how long Moses talked in Deuteronomy? He talked for a really long time. How long did he talk?
100.
No, it wasn't 100. Elijah?
2 hours.
2.5 hours. And then after that, we talked about Joshua, and we talked about Judges. And then who did we talk about last week? We didn't talk about the book of the Bible last week, but we talked about a character, a person from the Bible. Not a character, a person from the Bible. Who did we talk about last week? Sarah, is your hand up?
Yeah.
Who did we talk about last week? Samson. And what was the deal of Samson? Who remembers? What was the deal of Samson? Elijah?
He had super strength, and if his hair got cut off,
Super strength. And he had long hair, right? And what happened at the end?
at the end, he told his quote-unquote girlfriend that his weakness was if she cut off her hair, well, his hair, then he wouldn't have super strength.
That's right. And so
He
Delilah cut her hair.
strength.
I know, he was fighting all the Philistines. You were one of them, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were Philistines. You were getting beat up all the time. Well,
Yeah, but I was a little baby before that.
I know. Well, what is the next book of the Bible?
David!
Alright, guys. Shh. What's the next book of the Bible? As we listen to a song, what song comes after Judges?
Deuteronomy?
We
No.
already did Deuteronomy. Elijah?
Ruth.
Ruth. Ruth. Who's heard about Ruth before? Everybody know about Ruth?
I know.
No? Some maybe, some yes, and some no's. Okay, yeah, well,
Oh,
Ruth.
wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you heard about Ruth before, huh?
have.
She's a person.
There
Yeah. The book of Ruth is. There, set up your seat right. Emily, set up your seat right. It's the book of Ruth, you're right, Sarah. It's all about Ruth. It's about Ruth's story. So this is the 8th book of the Bible. The 8th book of the Bible is Ruth. Now, who do you think wrote the book of Ruth? Who do you think wrote the book of Ruth? Any guesses? Any guesses? Elijah? You think Joshua wrote it? Okay. Emily, what's your guess? What? Okay, you love it so much that you read it? Okay, Darren? Who do you think wrote Ruth?
And what Elijah said.
You think Joshua wrote it? Sarah?
Ruth?
You think Ruth wrote it herself? Bryson?
I think Jesus. Wait,
Jesus
I
wrote it?
vote Ruth.
You vote Ruth? You think Ruth wrote it herself? Maya?
I think Ruth.
You think Ruth wrote it herself? Well, the people who study the Bible, the scholars, they don't even know who wrote Ruth. They say, we don't know.
It's gone.
We don't know who wrote it. Yes, it's God's word inspired, yeah, but the person, we don't know who the person was who wrote it. They have no idea. They think that it was sometime after David became king. That it was sometime after David became king, but they don't know who exactly was for sure. So this, you know how there was all the judges running around? And we talked about that 2 weeks ago with all the different judges. Ruth takes place somewhere in that same kind of time. That's where the kind of book of Ruth kind of fits in there. So, how many chapters, did anybody know how many chapters Ruth is? What's your guess? Maya, how many chapters do you think Ruth is? 40. Okay, Sarah? 27. Elijah? 13. Darren? 13. Well, Ruth is actually only 4 chapters. 4. It's one of the shortest books in the Bible. It's not very long at all. It's a very short book. And so that's why to read all of the book of Ruth, it would only take 15 minutes. If you sat down to read Ruth, you could read all of Ruth's story in about 15 minutes. So it's not very long at all. Not like all these other books of the Bible we've been talking about.
Like 46 minutes.
Yeah, how some of them in 45 minutes, an hour, to an hour and a half. That's none of that happens in Ruth. It's only about 15 minutes to read. So who do you think is in Ruth?
Ruth?
Okay, yeah, Ruth, obviously, of course. Ruth is going to be in there. Of course. Duh, it's her book. I know. I had it on there. So, yeah, of course.
Is that just ridiculous?
Who else is in Ruth? What other kind of people were in Ruth's story?
Joshua.
It was not Joshua. Joshua was not in Ruth's story. Elijah? Never mind. Okay. Does anybody know Ruth's mother-in-law's name? We're going to tell you the story. Naomi. Yeah. Naomi. Aaron. No, it wasn't Aaron. Ruth had a sister too. Does anybody? I don't know if you guys even know what her sister's name was. But
I remember this,
do you?
but I don't remember.
Yeah, she had a sister. I think her name was. I don't know if I spelled that right, but it's Orpah or Orpah. Then who was the guy that Ruth ends up marrying?
What'd you say?
Who was? Does anybody know the name of the guy that Ruth ended up marrying? Emily, yes. Boaz. Boaz is the name of the guy that I think you had a little help. I think you had a little help back here about who Ruth was married to. Well, we have a puppet skit about the life of Ruth here. We're going to try this.
I'm not doing this wrong.
Huh?
Can I be in it? Me too. Can I be in it?
We have a so we can. Oh no, I already got it figured out who's going to be in it. So, because Ruth, she had a sad story. Ruth has a very sad. Naomi too. Ruth and Naomi had a story that started out really sad, but it ended not so sad. It ended out pretty good.
But when you watch Spy Kids #1, it starts so happy, and then when it's in the middle, it's so angry, and then but when it's at the end, it's so sad.
Yeah, because we like stories that have a happy ending and a happy beginning, right? We don't like stories that have a sad ending or a sad beginning. So, but it's good to know that Ruth's story started off sad but ended happy. So I think, are we ready? Okay, I think we're gonna. Here we go. The story of Ruth. Pay attention. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Naomi. I'm going to tell you a story about my life. When I was a young
All right, guys,
woman,
quiet.
I married a very handsome man named Elimelech. Can you say Elimelech? Okay, good. Now let's try it louder.
Ah.
Hi, Eli. The kids say hello to Eli.
Hello, Eli.
Okay, shh.
All right, guys, quiet.
I will eat your finger.
Darren, sit down. Bryson, sit down.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Oh. They're married. Calm down.
Okay. Eli and I were very happy together. We are both from Bethlehem, a town of Judah. Our family and friends are all from Bethlehem, where
Hey,
we were
guys, quiet.
comfortable there. We had 2 sons while in Bethlehem, when they were very young, about your age. There was a famine in Judah.
Hey, guys, quiet. Somebody ask
Do
you
you
a question.
guys know what a famine is? A famine means there's nothing to eat for anyone.
Bryson there.
There's no grocery stores at all for them to eat at.
Naomi.
Yes, Eli.
I heard that there's food in Moab.
Where is Moab?
It's to the east, about 6 days walk.
Say, walk. Get out of here, Boaz.
6 days walk? But what about our house, our children, our family, our friends?
We have no food in Bethlehem. If we do nothing, we will die.
No.
Yeah, if you have nothing, then you're
Alright guys, quiet. Let's see
gonna
what
die,
happens
and
next.
then you're gonna go to heaven, and then you're gonna eat.
Thank you.
So we moved to Moab.
There was plenty of food.
But we knew no one there. We had to learn all about the new place. People of Moab are very different than people of Bethlehem. Have you ever moved to a new place?
No.
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 Well,
Yeah.
two of our sons grew up in Moab.
Yeah.
They fell in love
I
with
don't
an
know.
Moabite woman named
Wow.
Ruth and Orpah and got
I
married.
did.
Alright guys, quiet.
There were fun. Those were some fun parties when they got married.
And write some there.
We were one big happy family. Times were not always happy though in Moab. Eli got very sick. Instead of getting better, he got worse and he died. We buried him in Moab. After some time, my 2 sons got sick and died.
Oh
We
no.
buried them in Moab near their father.
Ready, go.
Their wives
He
Ruth
did.
and
Don't you
Orpah
pay attention?
were
Wait, you're
Alright,
listening.
hey guys, quiet.
Now, when she
You guys aren't gonna know these answers to these questions.
now she goes.
Alright. You guys aren't gonna know the answers to these questions if you don't stop talking.
Why did you pay?
You're controlling that puppet.
Oh, Naomi. Oh, Naomi. Wow.
Wow. Stop,
Ruth and
Darren,
Orpah
stop.
will take care of each other.
Darren, stop.
Through all the time in Moab, I was very homesick from Bethlehem.
They're all-
This is a happy day. I can finally move back home. But what about my Eli and my 2 sons? I'll have to leave their graves there. And what about
Right.
Ruth and Oprah? Oh no, this is your home. This is where your families and friends are. There are people, the people in Bethlehem, they're way different.
Random.
We will go back to your people.
Return home, my daughters. Why would you come with me? My sons are dead. I cannot take care of you.
I will miss you, Naomi. Oh, Naomi, goodbye.
What is that? What was that? Who is that?
Quiet,
What?
guys.
Did you just blow a puppet?
Your sister loves going back to her people and her gods.
Do not urge me. I do not urge me to leave or go back from you. Why do you know I will go? And where you will say, I will say, your people will be my people, your friends will be my friends. Your God will be my God. And when you die, I will die. And I'm there, I will be there, next to you.
Okay, Ruth, you can come with me.
Why are you guys frozen?
When we arrived in Bethlehem, we saw my old friends and family were still very poor.
Free. I'm free.
Harvest the wheat carefully. Be sure to leave a little on the ground for poor members of our community to clean from our cupboards.
No, sir.
It is our way of helping the less fortunate. May the Lord be with them.
That is Boaz. He's my cousin of my late husband Eli. Where is his fields? He's a fair man.
Who are you?
I am Ruth. I'm leaning over here behind you.
Why do you talk like a boy?
Why are you wearing a girl thing when you're a boy? Makes no sense.
Quiet now.
You are a boy.
I used to wear
feed my workers and follow them. They'll make sure enough is left behind for me. What did you get first, David?
Can I have one of those? Can I have one of those?
puzzle.
This is
There's a bottle of water over there for you.
What have I said? Fever in your eyes. I'm a water from the west.
There's
I've been told
3,000.
about you.
Why you
all
got
these
to
times.
get
Listen. I have been told about all you've done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. You left your mother and father and your homeland to come and live with strangers to care for your mother-in-law who is nothing. May the Lord repay you for your kindness and all you have done.
Can you believe that, Ruth and Boaz became dear friends? They eventually got married and had many children. Boaz, being a generous man, took me into his house and cared for me too. God has watched out for Ruth and me. He will watch out for you as well.
Naomi, stop. Swim in the river. Your grandson over there has swimming on.
Come on now.
I'm coming. Wait for me.
Wow. Alright, so that is the story of Ruth. So what
That
happened?
sounds crazy.
What was okay, why are people sitting down playing doing arts and crafts? We're not doing arts and crafts in here right now. Come on.
They're not arts. They're toys.
Do I have to start taking toys and arts and crafts away? Were you? Because you were on the floor on the chair. Hey, thanks. Can I see that? Wow.
She was
thanks so much.
listening,
No, don't give it here or else it's mine forever. So you give it to me now and I give it back later, or I take it and it's mine forever. Okay, well that was rude. That's a good thing we talked about Ruth today because you all need to hear this.
I was listening.
I'll take the whole box. The whole tray.
That was
The whole
Bryson. Whose is it? Sarah's or Bryson's?
that number is a whole tray of them.
Whose is it?
The rainbow
Give me the whole
one's
thing.
Emily's, the bat, and the other one's
Wow, thank you so much.
and the squishy Sarah. Sarah has a squishy too. Sarah has a squishy.
So that was the story of Ruth. So what was Ruth's and Naomi's problem? Oh, Buck Denver is here. Buck,
Well,
what
that's
was,
it. Was quite something.
that was quite something. What was Ruth and Naomi's problem? Maya?
They didn't have food.
They didn't have food. What happened before that though? Emily? What? Who died? People died. Who died?
Their brothers.
So it wasn't their brothers.
Eli. Naomi's sons.
Naomi's sons, right?
God.
And who else? Her husband too. Right?
Eli. God.
Everybody died. All
Stop
Naomi's
Emily, you have to go back to your dad.
and her son and her sons all died. Huh?
If you don't stop, we're gonna go up to dad
So,
yourself.
what happened next? Naomi said what to Ruth and Orpah? What did she say? What did she tell them to do?
Sarah, sit in your seat.
Darren?
So, go to Jesus and God so they can get a lot of food.
Okay. What did she tell the two? What did she tell Ruth and her sister about? She told them to do something, and what did she say, Sarah?
Go to Moab.
They went to Moab, but Naomi told Ruth and Orpah to stay where they were, right? And so Orpah stayed, and Naomi said, "Leave me. I can't take care of you anymore." Well, what did Ruth say? Naomi told her and her sister, Ruth and her sister, to stop and just to leave her alone because she can't do anything for them anymore. But what did Ruth say, Bryson?
He said, or she said, or he, if it was a boy or a girl, he or she said, they would go to God and go to God or Jesus and get food and come back with it and feed their kids and they can eat the food for the whole family so we won't die. If they don't want to do that, then if they die, they can get more food upstairs than here on
Okay, so you were talking about after they left, but before that, before we did what Bryson said, when Naomi, or when Ruth got food for Naomi, Ruth told Naomi, where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Meaning that Ruth was like, I'm not going to leave you. Naomi was like, I can't do anything for you. My sons have died, my husband has died. I can't take care of you anymore. You guys just stay where you're at. You and your sister-in-law, Orpah, you guys just go, leave me here. And Ruth was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Do you think Ruth was a kind person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she could have, after her husband died, Ruth could have been like, okay, see ya. You want me to stay where I'm at? See you later, alligator. I won't worry about you. But she didn't do that. She went with Naomi, right? Sunday school lady Janet?
It's just Janet.
Okay, Janet. Ruth was pretty good.
It's Sunday school lady Janet.
Okay. Well, since you're here, Sunday school lady Janet, how else did Ruth show kindness?
Sunday school Janet.
What?
Janet.
I don't like kids.
Janet.
Well, I don't like you. Then you shouldn't be a teacher. I don't like you.
That's right. So for real, we gotta keep on moving. How did Ruth show Naomi kindness?
You need some ice cream because you're a burnt potato. No.
Okay, stop staring at the children awkwardly. Okay.
You're a bird.
How did Ruth show Naomi kindness? Sarah?
You're a burnt potato. No.
She gave her food. Okay, yes. You think,
No, she's a bird.
so not only did she guys, quiet.
Hey, me.
Not only did she she didn't have to go with Naomi. Well, she showed kindness in going with her. And she showed kindness of taking care of her. Now, Elijah, since you're sitting there quietly paying attention, who was the guy who showed Ruth kindness, who owned the vineyard, who owned the field? Who would let her come and get all the wheat that all his workers left behind?
I don't remember his name. He had a long beard.
He did have a long beard. Miss Gumpy tried to help you out. He said his name started with a B.
Oh.
Boaz.
Boaz. That's right, Boaz. See, this guy owns
My
this.
uncle's name is Boaz.
Your uncle's name is Boaz?
Is it like funky?
That is pretty funky. I didn't know everybody was still naming their people Boaz.
Funky.
But did Boaz have to share? Buck, since you're here, did Boaz have to let Ruth gather up the wheat in the field?
I couldn't hear me doing it.
I know, kids are talking, right? They're being noisy.
Yeah.
So, did Boaz have to let Ruth take grain on his field?
No.
No, he didn't have to do it, did he? He didn't have to do it. And actually, if you read Ruth, Boaz ends up marrying Ruth because there was somebody else in her family that could have taken care. Hey guys, quiet. There was somebody else in Ruth's family that could have taken care of Ruth and Naomi, but this other person wanted nothing to do with it.
Hey, nobody trying to take care of them.
No, nobody was trying to take care of them because Boaz went to this other guy and said, "Hey, here's the situation. Are you going to want to deal? Are you going to want to take care of Ruth and Naomi?" The other guy said, "No, I'm not going to do it." And so that's when Boaz stepped in and ended up marrying Ruth and took care of Ruth and Naomi. So, you think Boaz was kind too?
Yeah.
Boaz was kind. Ruth was kind. What is kindness? Elijah?
There's a lot of ways to describe it. Like, it's if somebody trips and falls, you can help them up, or you can say please and thank you.
Yeah. You can help them up when they fall. Say please and thank you. Sarah?
Good.
You think kindness is good? What else? Bryson?
They're just being nice to one another and giving them food to a homeless person.
Okay. So we know what kindness is, right? We have all these definitions of what kindness is. But the question is, are we kind to other people? Because we can know what kindness is. We can have a definition of our head of what kindness is, what kindness looks like. The question is, do we act out kindness? Do we show kindness to other people? Because you can say, yes, Pastor Austin, kindness is helping somebody up when they fall, saying please and thank you, giving all your other examples. But if you don't do it, you're not really showing kindness, right?
If you
It's
have a
different.
flat head, then you need something.
Like if you look through a lot of, I could look through a dictionary,
You're not
and I can
gonna
tell you
be
what a
able
lot
to
of words
talk.
mean, but actions speak louder than words. Ruth, she could have said, yeah, I'm telling Naomi I'll be with her, and I'll take care of all this, but I'm not really going to do it. I'm not really going to show her that kindness. But she acted it out. She didn't have anything, she didn't have to do that, she did that because she was being kind. Like Boaz. Boaz could have said, Ruth, I don't know who you are, get off my field. I need this wheat to make bread, get off my field, it's for me. He didn't do that though. He went to, the Bible talks about how he went to his workers and said, hey, make sure she has whatever she needs. Leave stuff behind on purpose for her. Kindness. The Bible tells us in Ephesians 4:32, be kind to one another. And sometimes, a lot of people don't want to be kind to other people. The world today needs a lot more kindness. We need to do what Ephesians 4:32 says, and be kind to one another. Not just talking about it. Not just saying we know what kindness is, we should be kind, but actually following out and doing the actions. Luke 6:35 says another verse about being kindness. Do good, lend, and expect nothing in return, and your reward will be great. Luke 6:35. And what Jesus was talking about in Luke 6 was do good. Show kindness to other people, but don't think you're going to get something back all the time. Do it out of the good of your heart. Don't do it and say, okay, I baked you some cookies. Now I expect you to bake me some cake. It's not like that. To do kindness out of love for other people. Because did you know that kindness is a fruit of the Spirit? I know. A fruit of the Spirit is not a coconut or a grape or anything like that. We know that song. We sing that song a lot down here. Right? It's a fruit of the Spirit. It is the fruit of the Spirit. Yes. Yeah, the fruit of the Spirit is not a banana or a cherry. But what are the fruit of the Spirit? Who knows the fruit of the Spirit from that song that we sing on down here a lot?
We don't sing it that much anymore.
Not so much anymore, but we used to. Well, I'll remind you. All right.
It's just a song.
It's, maybe I'll play it later. But the fruit of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. Those are the fruit of the Spirit. And what the fruit of the Spirit are characteristics or traits that the Holy Spirit brings out of us. He helps us be those things. So when people see us and they look at us, and you go to your schools and you go to your friends who aren't Christians or don't know about Jesus, don't come to church, and they see something different in you. And kindness is an important one. Because when you want to show people the love of Jesus by being kind to them, it can change somebody's life. It can change people's days. People remember an act of kindness for a long time. And it can be something simple. I know you guys don't have cars, or so you guys don't do this because you don't have cars or jobs and money and all that. But some people, when they go through a drive-through, some people just show random acts of kindness by paying for what their order is behind them. And they don't even know the people, most of the time. Some people do it if they see a friend down there, but most of the time, they don't even know who it is behind them. I've had that happen to me one time when I was at a drive-through place. I didn't even know the person in front of me. But when it was my turn to pay, right, Emily?
Can I tell you a story about
Yeah,
somebody
go ahead.
paid for me?
Go ahead. Yeah.
There was a cop behind me, and they don't have to pay.
Right.
So I didn't have to pay. I said, well, I'll pay for them. And she said, well, they don't pay. I was like, okay, God bless me that day.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's cool. It's a good feeling, right? You remember that all the time. Because it brightened my day. I was like, wow, God bless me by somebody paying for, I forget where I was, what restaurant I was at, but I was like, God bless me for paying for whatever I have. Yeah, like Andrew just said, it's really popular around Christmas time.
Yeah, it is.
Around this time of year, it's really popular when people start doing that a whole lot. But Jesus, he even told a story. Who can tell me the story of a Good Samaritan? What happened in the story of a Good Samaritan? Because that story is all about kindness. Bryson, what happens in the story of a Good Samaritan? You were just stretching. Sarah?
There was someone walking down the road, and then someone beat him up. Beat him on the side of the road, and then a person came by and said bye. And then a person came by and said bye. And there was another person, and he helped him and got him on his donkey and took him to a hotel and paid for his food and everything. You must
And what was that? Who was that third person?
No, that's an act of
And
kindness.
the Samaritan.
The Good Samaritan. And the Samaritans and the Jews, they were enemies, right? So the story Jesus told, the Samaritan man, he didn't have to show them other guy kindness. They were enemies. Their talents, their country, most people didn't like the Samaritans. He could have just pointed to the left and said, "Aha, serves you right, loser." He could have done that. But he showed kindness to the guy who was beat up, and like Sarah said, I almost called you Amanda, but your name's Sarah. He took him to a hotel, paid him a doctor bill, he said, in the story of a Good Samaritan, it says that the Samaritan said, "Whatever it may need, I'll pay it." That was kindness. That was kindness. So the question is, are we kind to people? Do we show people the love of Jesus by being kind to them? And then the follow-up question is, well, how are we kind? So who can help me out? How can we show kindness to other people? Elijah?
If they're struggling with something, you can help them.
If we're struggling to help them, okay?
Can I tell you what Elijah's doing in school now
Yeah.
that he got assigned to?
Yeah.
He got assigned to another student
Uh-huh.
that can't see very well,
Okay.
and he's here to help her in school now.
So you're showing that student who can't see very well kindness
Yeah.
by being a helper to them. That's awesome, buddy. Darren? How do we show kindness to other people?
Well, when you help a dog up when he falls down.
Okay, yeah, we can show kindness to dogs.
When you push someone down the stairs.
I think that's
That's
also kindness.
Is that Athena?
That's Kelsey. That's you.
Bryson, how do
And then pushing a dog and we play.
Oh, my gosh.
Deep is gonna done.
I don't like cats down.
All right, Bryson. How do we show kindness to people?
I have a friend that can't see also, and I help them out by telling them by hearing and holding their hand and holding their arm. So when we went up for lunch, I helped him.
Okay.
And I helped him bring the girl that get stuck in the tank and went to get his lunch from and helped him go upstairs because our classroom is upstairs.
Okay. Emily, how can we show kindness?
Sharing toys.
Sharing toys? Yep. Well, I'm going to show you this video about our puppet friend Douglas, and we're going to see what he has to say about kindness.
Oh, hey guys. It's me again, Douglas. Man, I had kind of a crazy day at school today. Well, we've been talking in Sunday school a lot about, love your neighbor, because, God gave us those two rules. Jesus said the two most important things are, the first one is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second is like it. It's love your neighbor as yourself. And well, I've been thinking a lot about what that means to love your neighbor. Because was late for class, or I was about to be late for class. And so I'm wanting to get there on time, and then I can see this kid down the hall, and he's in my class too, and he's even later than I am. He's way down the hall. And he's got all these books with him, and I see that he dropped his books all over the floor. And they just kind of, they went everywhere. And I thought, well, I maybe should go help him, but if I don't go in right now, I'm going to be late, and the teacher's going to get mad at me. So I just decided to go in and sit down and not get in trouble. And that kid, a couple minutes later, sure enough, he came in, and he was late, and the teacher, she gets kind of grouchy about being tardy, so she kind of yelled at him, and she made him sit in the corner for the class, and yeah, she was just not happy, and he got in a little bit of trouble. It's not like I hate that kid. I didn't want anything bad to happen to that kid, but I just didn't want to get involved. I didn't want to get in trouble myself, so I just kind of, let him go. But, the thing that I've been thinking about is that when it says to love your neighbor, it's not the same as saying don't hate your neighbor, Because not hating somebody is not at all the same as loving somebody. If you love somebody, it's not like a passive thing. It's not about what you don't do.
Wow.
It's not like you say, oh, well, I love you, so I'm not going to push you in that puddle.
Wow.
I love you, so I'm gonna pull you out of that puddle.
Yeah.
It's not about just saying that you hope somebody that somebody comes to help them, or you hope that things work out for them. It's that you do something, you help them. And there are a lot of people that it seems to me like they think that the most important thing to do as a Christian is to not do bad things. And don't get me wrong, there are things that God says, do not do this. And we're not supposed to do that. That's very important not to do that. But it's not the only thing to not get in trouble. Because if that was true, if the most holy thing that you could do was never do anything bad, then the most holy thing in all of creation, the holiest thing, would be a rock. It'd be a little pebble. Because, they just sit there on the ground and they do nothing all day. They sit there and they collect dirt and they do nothing at all. They sit there like a rock. But that's obviously not the most important thing, is to do nothing bad, because that's not what Jesus tells us to do. There are things that Jesus says, don't do this, he says, don't do that. But there are lots of things that he tells us to do. He tells us to love our neighbor. And, if you were like drowning in a pool, and wouldn't you want someone to throw you a floaty? And if you were hungry, wouldn't you want someone to give you a sandwich? You wouldn't just want somebody to be like, look at that kid, he's drowning. Hope somebody helps him. You want them to go get you. Well, if you were starving, you wouldn't want someone to be like, well, I hope you find a sandwich. You want them to give you a sandwich.
That's something I would do.
But there are people who are starving. There are people who are
I'm just joking. I would
they
give them
need
a
someone to
sandwich.
help them. Lots
Let
of
the record
people
show
really
I would give them a sandwich. Not total.
But you know what the most important need is?
Not total jerk.
More than food or friendship or even oxygen to breathe. The most important thing is God. We need God. Both here on earth and then after we die as well. Life without God is the worst thing that
Come
can
on,
happen.
Douglas is preaching.
Bottom line. And so next time you think to yourself,
Come on, Douglas.
I hope somebody helps
Come on.
out that guy over there. I hope somebody helps him pick up his books or gives him a sandwich or something. Or next time you think, well, I hope somebody tells my friend about Jesus.
Oh, come on now.
Don't just hope. Be that somebody.
Yeah.
It might be scary. It might be inconvenient. But it's the right
Scary.
thing to do.
Hey!
And it's
Listen
what
to
you
Puppet
want
Douglas.
someone to do for you. And most importantly, it's what God wants you to do
Amen.
for someone else.
Man. Wow.
So we see people,
Wow.
and we think somebody,
Wow.
that person needs to be shown kindness. I sure do hope somebody shows them kindness. Don't think about it, but be that person. Do we want people to see us as kind? Do we want people to see Jesus' love fruit. That's why our kindness.
No.
Another way we can be kind is to say nice things to people. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy to the body. Proverbs 16, or Proverbs 16.24, which means watch what you say.
Amen.
When you're around your siblings, your friends, when you're here around church, I understand teasing and teasing people. But let's make sure we say kind words. Amen. Don't be tearing people down. Don't be tearing people down. Don't be making people feel bad. Kind words.
Yep.
1 Thessalonians 5.11 says, encourage one another and build each other up with our words.
Yep.
Showing kindness by our words. You can do that in school. You can do that at home. You can do that here at church. You can show kindness by using your words anywhere. So yeah, we know what kindness is. We can talk about definitions of kindness all day. But the question is, do you want to actually be kind?
Wow.
Because I could tell, we could go from a Webster dictionary and say, this is what kindness should look like, this is what kindness should look like. But do you want to act it out? And if you don't,
That's your problem.
then that's between you and God. Because I want people to see God's love in me by my kindness.
That's between you and God.
I don't want somebody to
Such a
point at me
Pasadena
that he's
thing.
not very kind. If Christian is supposed to be kind and he's not being very kind, and I don't want anything to do with that. I want people to see God's love in me for my kindness.
Wow.
Because God is kind.
Yep. God is love.
I say, God is love. God
It's
is
like
kind.
Mark Johnson. God is love.
No.
I had a friend named
So-
Mark Johnson.
We're going to pray because everybody
kept
else
on
saying,
saying, God
I
is
want you to
love.
think about that because a lot of times when people get mad, when people make us mad, we don't want to be kind.
Mm-hmm. Mark Johnson.
Elijah?
Martin Luther King Jr.
Amen.
Yeah. Martin Luther King Jr. was all about kindness. That was his whole message. People were being mean to him, right? Because of what he looked like. And the people who were around Martin Luther King Jr., they were always saying, let's fight back. They hate us, let's hate them back. Martin Luther King Jr. said, absolutely not. You can't defeat hateness by hate. You only defeat hate by love.
Yep.
So that's a good example of a man who was very kind and showed a lot of kindness.
Yep.
So as we get ready to leave, that's my question to you guys. Do you want people to see God's love in you for your kindness? Bow your heads, close your eyes. God, this morning,